What is something you appreciate about Mark?
Something I appreciate about Mark Randolph is that he is always greeting people in the hallway, and he sometimes brings our first period class donuts.
Where does Mark live in Atkinson?
Mark lives on the south end of Main Street because he used to be my backyard neighbor.
I think one of the things I appreciate most about Mr. Randolph is every single time he comes into my room to clean at the end of the day, he always has a conversation with me. He asks about my kids and my family, and he's very personal. I appreciate that very much about him.
My favorite thing about Mr. Randolph is that he's always at all of our volleyball games to cheer us on.
That's an easy one. With Mark's beard, he looks like Bradley Cooper when he plays Chris Kyle in American Sniper. The only difference is Mark doesn't shoot a 300 Winchester mag. Mark is a bow hunter.
I appreciate that every morning when I get up, he makes me pancakes in the morning, and he always writes on them in his cakes.
Mark Randolph always brings his A game. He's very positive, passionate about whatever he's doing, never complains. That's a job that's not very easy at times, and I've never seen him complain. Just always willing to do the job and help others out. And I don't really say he's a servant leader. He always wants to make somebody else's day, help them in some way. Love the attributes of him saying yes sir, yes ma'am. Just very, very courteous, polite, super janitor. We're extremely lucky to have him in the building.
I appreciate him as the custodian in my classroom because he's always doing things that aren't even his job. He always asks if I need more paper for the printers, or if my boxes need to go to the trash, or if there's anything he can do to help me out, and that's what I appreciate about Mark.
Mark is married to Kathy, who's the teacher here at Westfield Elementary, and his oldest daughter Ashley is, I believe, just graduated from Wayne, and Peyton is a senior at Westfield as well.
Well, I appreciate that he cleans up after all his hooligans all day. It's very nice of him.
I think Mark grew up in a small town, probably in Iowa, maybe. He seems to have those small town values until he met his beautiful bride, and I'm guessing that she was probably from here, so that's why they live here.
This is interesting West Holt history. Mark's father, Charles, was the first superintendent here when this school opened in either 69 or 70. And what Mark told me once was when he was just a little guy, 6 or 7, down in Grand Island, his dad was the principal at Grand Island Northwest. Some old caddy or some four-door stand pulled up, and these 6 guys come out. They looked like they were from ranch country. I think Evan Garwood was one of them. And they recruited Charles to come up here and be superintendent. So Charles come up here, brought Mark and Steve. Mark had been 6 or 7, and Steve was just a little baby. So Mark would have spent a lot of his first years right here in Atkinson. I think they lived in a ranch house just east of Olson Industry.
What I appreciate about Mark Randolph is he's just always positive. He says good morning every day. I appreciate his support during volleyball this year, and he just does a great job keeping our school clean.
In his free time, I know that Mark likes to bow hunt, I know he likes to spend time with his daughters, and I know he likes to cook.
A celebrity that Mr. Randolph looks like is Kevin James.
I think Mark looks like Kevin James.
Some things that Mark always does is he always stops and says, "Hi, how are you?" And he's always talking to the students about their sports and their activities and asking questions about them and the things that they like to do in their personal lives.
Mark has 3 other people in his family. His wife is Kathy, and they have 2 daughters, Ashley and Peyton, and a dog named Reese's.
I appreciate how, like, when he's out here putting stuff on his cart or whatever, he always says hi to people, and he always knows what, like, activities people are in, and he's always encouraging them to do better.
Favorite memory of Mark, he's one of my favorite memories is when he was having struggles with one time about mopping the bathroom, and I helped him with his cart and everything, and he's always treated me well ever since by that day.
Appreciate that he is always willing to help out. Anytime you need something or have a question, he's always willing to step in there and help. Always has a smile and very pleasant all the time. So I just appreciate his attitude and his work ethic every day.
Well,
Mark's family members would be Mrs. Randolph, that's our reading coach here at school, and then he also has 2 daughters, Peyton, that's a senior here at West Holt, and then Ashley, who is out of school.
Oh, appreciate about Mark. Mark is just a really good stand-up guy that is honest and sincere and friendly and just willing to talk and easy to talk to. Just a great guy.
Who do you think Mark's family members are?
Well, I'm his daughter, and then his wife, my mom, works in the elementary, and then his other daughter, Ashley, is at school in Wayne.
My favorite memory with Mark is during volleyball season this year. We ran into each other at Walmart in Grand Island, and we put on some giant Husky heads. So that was really fun, and we were laughing about that.
I appreciate that he's really nice and he comes and opens the doors after basketball games and such.
The thing I appreciate about Mark is very willing to help us with all of our chores that we have come up at the office, be it a bathroom catastrophe, or we need something moved out of the office, or we need things delivered to classroom. He is always more than willing to help us with a smile.
I think the celebrity that Mark Randolph looks like is John Goodman.
What do you think Mark does in his free time?
Hunts as much as he can. Mark loves to hunt, and I think when it's not hunting season, I think he likes to spend time with his family and enjoys that.
If you had to describe Mark to someone, what would you say?
I would say that he's a super kind, caring guy, and he always has a smile on his face. He always has a beard, and he's always super nice all the time.
I really appreciate how consistent and pleasant Mr. Randolph is every single day to all of us staff members and our students. He's so nice, he always greets us by name, and he always wants to know how our day is going because he just genuinely cares. And he's such a pleasant, happy person to be around.
What is something Mark is very strong at?
I would say very good personal skills. He interacts with people well. He's the type of guy that you always want to walk up to, you always want to kind of visit with every day. I think he just has a good engaging personality.
Well, one of Mark's tendencies that I think everybody knows about is that he loves to wear shorts. I've got some pictures of him out scooping snow in very, very cold weather, and he's wearing a pair of shorts. So I know the man likes to wear shorts. I know he's very courteous to others, as I mentioned before, making people's day. Yes sir, no sir, just positive, great person to have around. Our building is so much better because of that Mark.